Hi everybody, the postman has been, so I thought I'd do a quick sort of unboxing, show you what I've got and what I'm going to be working on. So the first thing that came, and I've already opened this one, which I'm quite excited about, is the exclusive figure from North Star Games, from the Giants in Miniature range. And it's of course a War of the Roses miniature, Lord Callan. I didn't actually know that these were, I didn't read that properly, but these were limited to 500. Anyway, this is number 2, which is quite cool. And on here it just very simply says, to celebrate the release of the War of the Roses rules, never mind the bill hooks, which I'm going to be checking out. Lord Callan is a must-have figure for all War of the Roses enthusiasts, oozing energy and martial prowess, just like the author of Nevermind the Billhooks, of whom the figure is perhaps an ancestor. Lord Callan is modelled as a heavily armed billhook-wielding knight of the mid-15th century. He will fight for the House of Lancaster or York and will assuredly lead any tabletop army to victory. So, yes, we've got the Nevermind the Billhooks rule set coming out of War Games Illustrated on the September issue, which I've got on order, which is for large skirmish games, I believe, in the War of the Roses. So I'll be definitely checking that out. So let's have a little look. So this is a single piece casting. A lot of detail. I like the sword. And what's quite nice about this, he's wearing a livery coat, so you can actually paint some decent livery on there. So I'll have to decide who to paint this one up as. In fact, hang on a minute, because I've got some... These are, hang on, these are some of the heraldry sheets I'm working on. So, that's Warwick up there. I mean, look at that. I mean, at some point I'm going to have to try and paint this. I mean, that's just one side. I'm going to have to try and paint that onto a surcoat. It's quite challenging, but quite cool. So basically what I could do is go through these and just kind of find one. There's loads more. This one's quite cool. Thomas Lumley. Or that one, Sir Richard Jenny. But yeah, anyway, we can paint him up and then maybe use him as a command figure. There is evidence that commanders did use warhammers and billhooks as well. So maybe something, not like an overall commander, but someone like a baron or something. Oh, there we go. So no, that's very nice. Very pleased with that. Doesn't look like it's going to be a great deal of cleanup. So I'll be painting him up soon. And the rest of this is a care package from Nottingham and Perry Miniatures. Surprise, surprise. So even though I've got loads of things to be working on from my Napoleonics, I basically found that I was running a bit low of medieval stuff, so I had to order a few extra bits. But there should be, if this is, as long as everything's in here, there should be something for the Napoleonics in here, which I've been meaning to get for a while. Here we go. Mounted men-at-arms, so more heavy cavalry for the Wars of the Roses. So I'm going to be doing these as my Wargamers Anonymous entry for August. I was originally going to do a Carthaginian elephant, but I can't find where I've put them. So I need more heavy cavalry, and I love this set. So we're going to do some more, and I'll be sort of doing a blog tutorial on how I do these. So more mounted men-at-arms, and here we go. Something else. And this is where I find out if my opponent actually watches my videos or not. Come on. There we go. So here we have another cannon. And let me just get this stuff off. I know this stuff's in here to sort of protect the models, but it does stick to the metals. There we go. Right. So I've got another cannon. Now, it comes as 2-piece. And this is different to the type of cannon I've already got, which had this sort of firing arc on it. So I thought that having the 2 different ones would be quite nice. So I'm not going to overdo it with cannons for my army, because they weren't hugely effective. You'd have like an artillery barrage, like either the evening before or just before the battle. But because these things are only firing about 10 shots an hour, so they'd have to clean it after every single shot. And you were using a pound of powder to launch a 9-pound projectile. Then they clean it out with water and vinegar afterwards. It's quite cool. So I'll do these up in Edward's livery. I am very, very tempted to get some of the bombards, the really big cannons, and perhaps do a siege. But then I'll have to get some castle walls and potentially then some replacement walls that have big holes in them to show where everything's gone down. But I'm not sure I have the space for all that. We'll have to see. So another cannon, and now this should be my Napoleonics. Comes in two. It is a French supply wagon. There we go. So the main body of this, had it upside down, is cast in resin. And I'm gonna have to top on it or top off. I'll probably just leave that so it can be just taken on or off. Nice, lots of detail, lots of stowed baggage. Very nice. Be able to pull out lots of like little details there. I like the stuff that's stowed underneath as well. God, there's even like little, look at that, there's even little like money bags hidden underneath there. Napoleon trying to get rid of his treasure. So this is a French one, and this will feature in our next Napoleonic battle report. Let's have a look at the crew. If I can get the open properly. Right, hang on, just got to brace myself to get rid of the fluffy thing. Okay, so we've got all the wheels and the spokes and the axle. 2 horses. What's that? Oh, that's another axle. At least these horses aren't too hard to paint up because they're not covered in scabbards and saddles and everything. Not entirely sure what that is. Is that the seat? Maybe the bottom part of the bottom of the car. And the crew is a Napoleonic French soldier. Come on, there we go. There we go. I'm not entirely sure how to paint him up. I'll have a look at what some other people have done. And a cantiniere, I think that's how you pronounce it, as well. So she's sitting next to him. Very cool. So they sit side by side like that, and I'll have those on a nice big base. But like I say, be nice for another scenario. So yeah, so a few things to be working on. I will be getting on with some more Napoleonics and at some point starting into my Napoleonic cavalry, but I definitely want to get this done first. As I say, it's going to sort of help us with our next game. Anyway, it's just a really quick update. I hope you guys are all well, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers.